Listen, I get it. After like age 25, birthdays become a lot less exciting. All right, after like age 22. Or maybe 30, it depends. But if you are dreading tacking on another number to that chronological age each year, I'm here to say, chill out. Don't sweat it. I'm here to tell you that your chronological age doesn't really mean shit. Check out why. Yo, what is up? Thank you for tuning in to another week of How to Health. Today we're going to tackle the age-old question and problem and situation, age. Because everyone hates getting older. Unless you're like a teenager and then you want to get older and then you're like, oh shit, I am old. I want to go backwards. I'm going to tell you there could be some hope here. Maybe not from a numbers perspective, but from a little bit of a different look. So I want to start today with a little made-up scenario. Let's look at two 65-year-old individuals. One of which that is very active, playing basketball 2 to 3 times a week, walking the dog, playing with the grandkids, etc. The other, rather sedentary, needs a walker to get around, can't really move, looking at assisted living options already, and has problems from a day-to-day perspective. Both 65 years old. So the question is, who's older? And without getting into months and days and things like that, most people would say, well, Kev, they're the same age. One seems a little better off than the other, but technically they're the same age. That's where I'm gonna step in and say, bullshit, not the same age. We may wanna spend less time looking at it from a chronological age perspective and start looking into something called biological age. I mean, someone who is living an active lifestyle that late in life can't be functioning in a biological similar manner as their feeble and sedentary counterpart, can they? Hell, I'm 28 and I don't think I'm operating biologically similar to my 28-year-old brother and sister. To compare people at an advanced age that have so many good, bad, salty life decisions under their belt just doesn't seem like the way to approach it. So this opens up the debate of which age actually matters. Chronological, which is counting each year. Biological, which you'll see soon is a series of biomarkers that are compiled and it kind of guesstimates your true age, or both. So let's start out on how we actively track time. And that is from a macro perspective in years. Taking you for example, there's the year that you were born, there's the present year now. Do a little simple math, bada bing, bada boom, and we get your current chronological age. This number is especially important from a societal standpoint where it's associated with the oh so important birthday parties, driving age, drinking age, marriage, and things such as retirement. But as we grow our gray hairs of wisdom, that number that we've associated with our whole entire life becomes less and less useful in determining our true age. In fact, studies have shown for a large segment of the older population, chronological age is not a relevant marker for understanding, measuring, and experiencing healthy aging. Yeah, we're going there. So I've done enough rambling. Let's go to the chart. Now, as you can see in this diagram, 3 individuals, chronological age on the x-axis on the bottom, biological age, which is determined by biomarkers on the y-axis, which is vertical, and we see a red curved line that comes through the chart that determines the ability to predict true age. Essentially what this chart is telling us is as we age, it becomes more and more difficult to determine the true biological age of an individual. And the red curve on the chart shows a sharp decrease in the current ability to predict an individual's true age over time. And this chart is really depicting that although 3 individuals may be the same chronological age, which is shown on the x-axis, their biological markers, the y-axis, could be in a totally different spectrum. So going back to that original opening question, if we have those 2 individuals at 65 years old, more than likely they are not really the same true age. Even though their chronological age is the same, that doesn't mean squat. So as scientists continue to dive in and try to figure out how to accurately predict one's age, they turn to several biomarkers, or a certain group of biological parameters of an organism that can better predict their functionality at a later age in life. Now, I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty on what the biomarkers actually are, but I will say the markers of significance have been updated several times over the past 30 years, and I've got a feeling that they're going to continue to be updated as the science continues, as the research in this field grows. Speaking of feelings, what about that immature friend who still acts like a giddy little kid? Well, he or she, most likely he, may be onto something. A 2018 study that looked into subjective age, or how individuals experience themselves as younger or older compared to chronological age, and correlated that with the neurobiological process of aging, the results showed that elderly individuals who perceive themselves as younger than their real age showed not only larger gray matter, which is good for those of you keeping score at home, but also younger predicted brain age. So for all you 29, 41, 55, 79-year-olds out there, you may want to stop telling yourself that you're old, because that could very well be affecting your biological age for the worse. You want to find a middle ground, somewhere between all business and having your significant other tell you to stop acting like a child. Get there and make that home base, okay? Good. And the challenge that the scientific community faces is finding a way to personalize this biological age. And although us humans are all rather similar, at a molecular level we are drastically unique. Certain people may be predisposed to certain conditions while others are unfazed. That, with many other factors, diet, genetics, environment, etc., contribute to how fast an organism truly ages, which can make determining true biological age an almost impossible puzzle. But before you pick up the Oreos and start feasting, all hope is not lost. There are definitely some interventions that can truly make a difference. Nothing new here. Exercise, sleep, diet, environment. We have covered all of these topics in several other videos. You can see them below. I'll link some up here as well. There's a reason that every single article that you read on health always turns back in some form or fashion to these 4 pillars. And the cool thing is, when used in combination, their powers multiply. It's some crazy sci-fi shit. The trick really is finding your minimum required dose. The minimum dose of these 4 pillars that you need to take daily to optimize your health. And that varies person by person. And if you're watching this right now in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, God bless you, you're in your 80s. Keep doing you, keep rocking. And you're not living a healthy lifestyle, you're not prioritizing your health, you've stopped moving. It is not game over. Because as you just saw, true age is not determined by a number. Time to get going.